Welcome to the Yukon and North 61. Okay, last week I talked a little bit about a Just Right canoe, and today I've been thinking about the Just Right rifle. One thing that started me thinking was a few years ago I started playing a lot with a 348 Winchester, and took moose with it, played with it. It was my main rifle for a couple years. Right where he was hit. That's the advantage of a rifle like the 348. It hits pretty hard, and it seemed really well balanced to me. Not too powerful, but not too weak. Like a really good balance of power and recoil and ease of shooting and accuracy. And it was basically mirrored on the 30-06 in the 30s. Winchester engineers thought, how are we going to create the ultimate universal lever gun? And they used the 30-06 as their guide to their ballistic level. I used to have 30-06, a couple of 30-06s when I was growing up, and I found them kind of boring. So I got rid of them, and I've been playing with all sorts of things. But I bought a Tikka a while ago, and had so much success with it, I bought this Forbes 24B. And this is a 6-pound, 13 ounces, as you see it here, with the scope, with the strap. The scope is a Leopold 2.5 to 8, with the great Boone and Crockett reticle. That's a 6-pound, 13-ounce package. It's powerful enough for bison. This is the minimum bison rifle, and yet it's completely controllable at 6 pounds, 13 ounces. It's actually pleasant to shoot. So it's a great balance between recoil and power. I went down to Magnum Face. I had a lot of luck with a 300 H&H when I lived up in Nunavut because I wanted more power than a 30-06. You know, with these new bullets, like that's the 150 grain AccuBond, I think it's got a ballistic coefficient of 435. This is going about 3070 out of this rifle. I'm not very far away from a 300 H&H with a well-loaded 30-06. When you load it up to its potential, it's a lot more rifle than a 308. And let me show you an example of that. So here's today. That's 216 yards, a little bit high. That's 320 yards. So again, that's a 2-inch group at 320 yards today. And then when I take it out to 406 yards, that's how our range works. That's less than a 2-inch group. I'm getting half a minute. So I've got between 1 minute and half a minute with those 3 loads today with these AccuBond bullets and H4350 going at 3070. I'm going to have to bring it down a little bit, but it's getting awful close. So for sheep hunting, tell me I can't shoot out to 406 yards with this rifle. There's a slight wind today, so it's a little off to a side, but really good trajectory. And with your ballistic reticles, like this Boone and Crockett, your laser rangefinder, this 30-06 is good out to 500 yards, and I won't shoot stuff past that because of the wind. This really is a fine balance of enough power all the way up to bison. Certainly enough for grizzlies. I'm going to take some 180 TSX bullets. TTSX bullets actually. Take 3 of those. I'll keep them in there for in case we run across a grizzly. And the 150 AccuBonds for sheep. The trajectory is good, the power is good, the versatility all the way from sheep to moose. Really, you start thinking about having one rifle, it'd be hard to do better than 30-06. It's kind of just right. So, I'm going to try some range work here. A lot of people have keep giving inconsistent numbers, so I brought my laser rangefinder out. I'm going to be shooting at 216, 320, 406, and 533. Why are the ranges like that? I don't know. It's a silhouette range. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be.